So today is March 7th of 2021, and this is the first week our migrants are coming back to the area. I'm not sure if you can hear them, but we've got sandhill cranes calling in the background, and red-winged blackbirds started showing up, and all sorts of other birds, including killdeer, which reminded me that I owe one of our sandhill crane counters a video. Her name is Joan, and I was fortunate enough to be able to film killdeer hatching on her property last summer. And if anyone knows a killdeer, it's really the only shorebird that we have in abundance here that actually breeds. And even though it's a shorebird, yeah, they do like to hang out in puddles and so forth, but they really are more of a land-loving shorebird. And they love gravel, which is kind of a problem because sometimes they'll actually build their nests right on the sides of roads. And their nests really aren't much of a nest. They're just an indentation in the gravel. You can see from this photograph here that their eggs are speckled and kind of blend in with the gravel for camouflage purposes. But it's really not a nest at all. Now, their gestation is about 24 to 28 days. And while they're actually changing nest guard duties, there really isn't much to see. It's kind of like watching paint dry. So for the first number of days, I would go and check on the nest, but there really wasn't a whole lot going on. And now, of course, you're trying to figure out exactly when they're going to hatch. And, you know, with nature, it's impossible to predict the exact time. And I think it was Saturday morning that I get a call from Joan and says they're hatching, and it's like raining out. It was kind of a damp, rainy morning, but I ran over as fast as I could to film the event. And by the time I got there, one of the chicks was pretty much already out of the egg and ready to go. When they hatch out of the eggs, they're pre-assembled. It's called precocial. And certain birds such as ducks and sandhill cranes and chickens, when they come out of the egg, they're pretty much ready to go. And so is the same with the killdeer. So this first killdeer chick was pretty much out and exploring by the time I got there, which was between 8 and 9 in the morning. But nonetheless, there were 3 other eggs that had to hatch, and I spent most of that day filming the event. So without further ado, here's some footage of the day. So the next morning I decided to drive over to Jones to see how the killdeer were doing. Now, Joan lives on a rural gravel road. And I'm using that term gravel again because, well, as it ends up, that's where they were located. And as I drove up closer to her house, I saw this rather strange looking killdeer on the side of the road that had 8 legs. These killdeer, they were like herding cats. They were running all over this gravel road. And unfortunately, this gravel road has some traffic on it. And there was this one woman that came by. I don't know if she was still half asleep, but I'm holding up my hand saying, stop. You know, kind of like the Supremes, you know, stop in the name of love. They always did that hand thing with, you know, stop. And I don't know if she's ever seen the Supremes or not, but evidently not. She was barreling down the road, and I didn't think she was going to stop. And these poor killdeer with their chicks are out in the middle of the road. And I didn't know if I was going to get run over by this woman. And she was oblivious to these little chicks on the side of the road. Nonetheless, it has a happy ending. I did some photographs of these guys. There was one chick off to the side, and I had to get it herded with the other 3 and mom and dad. And eventually, I got them corralled back onto Joan's property, and they stayed there for the rest of the day. Matter of fact, Joan told me they ended up going on the south end of her property, which is away from the gravel road, thankfully. And as far as we know, they all survived. But it was kind of a harrowing experience, and I never had a chance to do any more filming. Joan, thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to capture this nest. It was really a lot of fun. So that's all I got for you today. Hopefully things will continue to warm up and we'll see more migrants start to come through. It's always an exciting time when March rolls around and the birds return.